So, cars coming to the last. Is there? Hurry up, says the man with the green flag at the back. Come on, the guys on pole been sitting there waiting patiently for ages. And on our front row, closest to us, Cesar Ramos with the Marussia Virgin colours, Robert Wickens, Kevin Courgeus and Stefan Richelme. Lights on and off quickly. Slow start from Richelme in fourth place. Around him comes Sergio Candamassas, who also looked like he might get pole position for a while during qualifying. And they all come down to the first corner. All cars in ultra low drag mode, very little wing at all, lower than low aero configuration this weekend. The setup is free for all the teams, no pit stops, 244 plus 1 lap sprint races, and there right at the back is Daniel Ricciardo, safely through the first corner with no dramas, and Jonathan Kennard looked like no lost bits of nose wing, so good news all round.
Yeah, they did well.
Monster lock up from Ramos, and Courgeus is ahead of Wickens second and third. Then Daniel moved Candamassas, Richelme, Van der Drift rather, and the rest of them streaming through. There's Robert Wickens, got jumped by Kevin Courgeus, who got away very quickly around the outside from the second row of the grid.
I was just about to say how well Ramos had done, because he'd already picked up about a second lead coming out of the chicane. He got the power down not very well indeed, and then obviously colder tyres into the second chicane rather, locked the wheel and went straight on.
Well, you can just see in the background the Blitzky being dived by Webb, so is that going to work? Ollie Webb on the inside, I think, has got by just in the background. Yes, he has, so Ollie Webb has moved up to 18th place. But Sergio, of course, the thing with Ramos is that Courgeus was coming around the outside of Wickens, and so they sort of went side by side through the chicane, which has slowed them down enormously, and then Ramos gave all that advantage away at the Ravazza. It's not Turkey 12, 13, 14. You can't easily run at decent speed wheel to wheel. Here you've really got to be cautious. Yeah. Blimey, they're around fast, aren't they? 1 minute 43 standing start lap. This is going to be a furious race, and look at them, not a gap to be had down the inside. Is that Richelme on Candamassas? No, it's Verne. Yep. So it was Jean-Eric Verne on Richelme. In fact, he's dived by. Jean-Eric goes up to 7th place. Verne just didn't really get the brakes, obviously, in qualifying, 9th on the grid.
Yeah, with such a long race, you really have to look after your tyres, and Ramos has got that flat spot, and he has to, you know, that was a big lock-up, so he's going to be struggling a little bit on the later stages of the race, because what you tend to find is you have a lock-up, every time you hit the brakes, it finds that flat spot again, and it makes it worse and worse and worse, so you need to be very careful at this stage.
Lots of passing going on here. The Draco car on the inside trying to retake a place, and that is Andre Negrão attacking Peak for 16th.
Yeah, very half-hearted attempt at trying to do it. You know, either go for it or you don't.
Yeah, especially into Lesmo 1. I mean, there is definitely passing opportunities into Lesmo 1, but yeah, you have to take your courage in both hands. And again, look at the car. No upper element, no rear element to the wing at all. Basically, the wing there is just keeping the end plates apart, which you have to run because they've got your number on. Yeah,
that's more or less it, actually. It's hardly producing any downforce at all. It's mainly coming from the floor in this configuration, which does tend to lead to excellent racing, as we're already seeing.
Yeah.
If you were going to run any more downforce, yes, you'll be laid on the brakes, you'll be able to carry speed through the corners, but you'll just be eaten up straight away down the back straights and the pit straight.
The red and white car in the foreground there, that is Rossi behind Costa, and Jake Rosenzweig was just getting back in front of Costa, and again for the lead, Courgeus is really pushing Ramos into the braking area, and Verne, Candamassas all out of shape there, defending hard. Verne is all over him. The Frenchman will be through, reigning British F3 champion. You can see the group in front is not yet escaped, but is creeping away. He's got to make some ground.
Yeah, he's got to stay in contact with the guys in front, show his nose into every braking area, and make him put under so much pressure that he tries to make a mistake. These guys at the front are getting closer and closer, aren't they? And we've got guys going straight on.
That was Verne, jumped the chicane, didn't gain a place, but didn't lose anything either. And incidentally, up at 3 places now from the back of the grid, Daniel Ricciardo, so he's starting to make slow progress. But for him, really, this is about keeping him race fit, not winning the championship. For Wickens, for Verne, for all the others, it is about the championship. Ricciardo really is now sort of in the waiting room for Formula 1, I sense, and Red Bull just keeping him racing as much as they can.
Yeah, Red Bull took the decision for him not to go to the first race, and as a result, he's down there in 17th place in the championship with just 3 points compared to Wiggins' 71. So that's a lot of ground to make up through the year.
Look at that, 3 wide going down to the Primo Variante. Watch the second car on the left-hand queue. Didn't really get away at all well, Stefan Richelme. But at that stage, actually, Wiggins looked like he was getting away from Cautious. Watch the right-hand side. Keep watching, keep watching. The car on the right is Kevin Cautious around the nose of Wiggins and gets it stuck in at the apex to take second place. That's, again, a classic outside move at Monza.
Yeah, and Cautious is really, really brave there, because it only takes a tiny mistake from Wiggins just to go a little bit deep and spin around. So a lot of respect there, which is good to see.
Absolutely. I mean, Cautious's benefit is that he's got the grip, but the danger is that Wiggins hasn't. He is on a dirtier part of the track, and so even harder to get the car stopped. And the danger is that he can easily skate out wide into you. So yeah, I mean, Wiggins and Cautious both very well aware that 44 minutes is irrelevant if you're off in the first corner. Yeah, somebody shot through the chicane.
Lap one.
Yeah, that was lap 1. Somebody's just done exactly that, but gone straight on. Ramos just got round in front, didn't he?
Yeah, lucky boy there.
There's a few cars over the dirt in the Lesmos. And this was, again, that's Canamasas and Verne just avoided shunting the back of Canamasas there when the Spaniard, I think, caught him out on brakes. Canamasas, incidentally, fastest lap of the race, a 39.9. He is very good in that BVM target car in low aero mode for some reason, and in most races on Sunday with a full aero package, just doesn't really get to grips with it in the same way.
And Verne really looks like he wants to get involved in a bit of a tussle at the moment. Yes, he wants to make up ground, but at the same time he needs to be very careful, because he's second place in the championship. He's already got a broken nose that I've just seen. Oh, it's a bit BVM car as well.
That's Canamasas heavily off, and that's going to bring out a safety car potentially. That's out of 5th. Now the top 6 were all together, and then Stefan Richelme further back. Canamasas, wow, runs out of road very early. That to me, Jonathan, is... He's just gone in too... I mean, it looks like it's a flat-out corner, but actually it's quite a hard break, isn't it? And is that Cautious for the lead?
Yeah.
Ramos drifted out very wide. Let's look through Curva Grande up to the Ravazza. Cautious has gone by him. And Ramos in trouble now, because Wiggins will be in hunter-killer mode once he's seen that Cautious is forced away through, and Ramos is defending really heavily. Wiggins can't get through there, but down to Ascari. Down to the Parabolica. Yeah, a lot of braking for the Parabolica. Yellow flags are out there. No notification of a safety car yet. Depends how quickly they manage to drag him out of the way.
Yeah, they're normally pretty quick here actually at Monza, particularly down at the Parabolica. They've got plenty of experience of getting cars out of there. But you know, it's quite an easy mistake to make actually. You just need to go fractionally late on the brakes, and that's it. And that's Ramos going deep through turn 1, impacting turn 2, and that's the lead.
Well, again, you know, that first lap flat spot is going to find itself every time he's braking in extremis. The wheel will actually stop on the flat spot, because it's a flat past the tyre rather than rolling past it easily. So yeah, flat spots by definition find themselves and again, and that's exactly probably why he dived in a little deeper than he wanted to. Nonetheless, he'd set the fastest race lap on that lap, so he was actually coming up to the first corner quicker than he had at any stage, so that adds to the problem as well.
Yeah, he probably looked down and saw the time and got a bit distracted by that. Got to turn 1.
Well, do you know what? If Cautious was right in his toe, as he would have been, then Cautious may well have distracted him just by moving in the mirrors.
Yeah.
And, you know, even a heartbeat is enough at that speed to overrun the chicane.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't take much.
This is the battle behind now for 6th. Richelme, Van der Drift, and then Zampieri with Brendan Hartley, Jake Rosenzweig, Albert Costa, Nathaniel Berton. Berton and Rossi have both just been jumped by Costa, so he's made up 2 places in that long train of cars. Now we've got this lead quintet. I think, Ramos again. Full handful of opposite as Robert Wiggins really pushes hard from behind. Fantastic battling going on all the way down the order. Fourth place man, Chris van der Drift, goes under the caption. There is Brendan Hartley, some 6 or 7 seconds behind. Daniel Ricciardo in 6th position. Then Stefan Richelme. And then the battles behind Grubmuller is Rosenzweig, closest to us with the orange helmet. Then it's Negrão, then Rossi not holding off Webb. Ollie Webb got through there, and De Jong is behind with the red side pods and the black bodywork. Car 7 Alexander Rossi just slipping down the order. And again,
yeah, good move from Webb actually, because I think Rossi was trying to do more than his one move there, and he showed Rossi where to shove that idea.
Yeah, absolutely. If somebody moves over, you move back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alexander Rossi is struggling with a car that is not doing what he wants it to do, and behind them, De Jong and then Philippe Salaquada jump in the chicane, so he'll get a warning for that as well. Salaquada. So the car was driven by Jean-Carl Vernet last time out. Ponce Racing team at the moment without a full-time driver in that car. Dear, oh dear. Bouncing all over the curbs there. Still struggling, Sten Pentas. He was in really good form, it looked, in Motorland Aragon, and really struggling here. Down the inside, no question about it. Jean Charus goes straight by like he's in a different category.
Yeah, he's fully committed on the way in. A fairly easy move it looked like, didn't it?
And sure enough, Philippe Salaquada, car 18, has now been warned for respecting the track limits. I tell you, the guy with the black and white flag is in an awful lot of practice leaning over the pit wall with various different numbers. They can barely change the numbers in the board fast enough, I think.
Yeah.
No such dramas recently for our race leader, Kevin Corchus, and actually when we get a close-up shot, the tyres all look pretty good. Whoa, Rosenzweig, massive lock-up, Richelme, Grubmuller, and then Ollie Webb, beg your pardon, Alexander Rossi, very last-ditch defensive move against Daniel de Jong in that Comtech car. And that puts de Jong onto the back foot, because he's got the second of the Ponce drivers right behind him. Jong under pressure from Salaquada. Salaquada pushing. Whoa, goodness me, that doesn't look comfortable either, does it? And that is the other Fortec car of Cesar Ramos, our poleman and early race leader.
That's been in the walls, that car, hasn't it?
Hasn't it though?
Yeah.
He didn't like his car early on, and I don't think he's liking it an awful lot more now either.
Is that Webb going for a...
And now that's De Jong and Salaquada. So when De Jong was backed up by that wild lock-stops ride through the chicane from Alexander Rossi, he got into the... Salaquada got up behind him, got the tow, and has now gone by. So Salaquada now up to 13th place.
Incidentally, there's only 3.5 minutes to go, but Verne has just done his personal best lap, 39.1. It's still a fair way off Wickens' best lap from earlier, 38.6, but you just sense that the 2.6 gap to Corchus is going to be a little bit too much with just 3.5 minutes to go. I
think so, definitely. This is Negrão in the yellow car with Ollie Webb, and again, much more action behind. Negrão in 10th at the moment. Corchus 2.6 ahead, and you're right, Verne is closing a little, but he's chipping away rather than taking great big slices out. 4/10 is a lot, but not when you're 2.6 seconds behind, and there's only 3 minutes on the clock, so that's 2 laps, and then the final lap as well, I would think.
Yeah, Corchus doesn't need to push 110%. I think he's fairly safe at the moment. I don't want to put the commentators.
Yeah, I think that's safely done that though, hasn't
probably,
it?
Yeah,
without any question. Yeah. Car number 3, you can barely read the number on the nose of Daniel Ricciardo's car, because the nose that it's on is barely there at all. Ricciardo in 6th, Brendan Hartley in front of him. Has done enough to keep him at bay, hasn't he? Ricciardo's rise from 26th and last on the grid. He's got by, or he's picked up 20 places, predominantly, it has to be said, by some great overtaking racing. And this is a Daniel Ricciardo that we saw, you know, in British Formula 3, really showing people how good a racer he is.
Yeah, I think he needed this for himself more than anything else, because he had a shocking Spa, so he's come back here. We've yet to find out why he was moved to the back, I think, but as Stuart's inquiry into that one. But yeah, fantastic race up to 6th, and Nothing wrong with his pace at all either.
No, absolutely not. I mean, he has clearly got the pace to have been a contender for winning this race. Here we go then, Rosenzweig, and then the battle behind. The yellow car is Negrão. Ollie Webb up the inside here. And actually, as the tanks have emptied and the car has got a little lighter, Ollie Webb's car is really coming to him. You said it early on, let the race come to you. Well, he's done that, and he's going really well. 1:40 plus as Corjus crossed the line, so he will complete this lap the race leader as we look at the battle still for 10th place. The yellow and blue Draco car is Andre Negrão. Two laps, yeah. So everybody is in a battle. Like Ollie Webb here and Daniel de Jong. All these guys are going to have to work hard for another couple of laps around here. Lots more overtaking opportunities. And again, that's one of the delights of Monza for a fan and for a driver, is it's not just once a lap. There are loads of places you can pass.
Oh, you can't complain about this as a spectator at all. It's brilliant racing. And as we said before, it's a case of if it's got a last lap, if it's this tight, maybe you don't want to be in front of the guy that you're racing with up until the finish line. So you want to just give away a little bit in order to get a good run out of the Parabolica and claim the place on the last lap.
So what are we looking at? Kevin Corjus with 1 and a bit laps to go, leading by 2 seconds from Jean-Eric Verne. 2 seconds further back down, they all move on third. Chris van der Drift, who was fourth, who was third in race 2 at Spa. 5th place Brendan Hartley, 6th place Daniel Ricciardo. But all the action is behind Walter Grubmuller, and it's here. Look at Negrão now. He's coming back at Rosenzweig, having fought off Ollie Webb for a couple of laps. He's now trying to retake the place from Jake Rosenzweig. Don't think so. Time has run out, but we are now on the last lap, not the checkered flag yet. So again, Rosenzweig just clinging on there to 9th. This is 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th place. Rossi just sort of in the background there, but Negrão is having last lap lunge fever, isn't he? He's going to have a go at Rosenzweig everywhere, and eventually that might just pay off. And he's got a good run here. The American made a mistake under braking. He's defending on the inside into Lesmo 1.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He only makes his one move that he's allowed to make. He's defending incredibly hard at the moment.
Again, big step up, great racer in Formula Ford, but he's risen quickly up the order, hasn't he, Jake? His first year at this level in these big, powerful cars. So, look behind, here comes Ollie Webb as well. Down the inside, no, can't send it up the inside.
Yeah, and this is where you need to perhaps wait a little bit or bide your time to get a good run out of the last corner. Big
moment for Ollie Webb. He was really struggling for grip halfway through Ascari, where you need to be picking up the speed very quickly. So he's going to be subject to Salaquada behind.
No, I think
and Rossi having a look. Oh, big mistake by Negrão. Has he missed a gear there or something? Looked like he stopped dead. Leader is on the last lap, so time is down to 0. Leaders somewhere out in front, and here is this battle again for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. And now it is Rosenzweig locking up and going straight on. Through goes Webb, he'll take that, and around the outside Negrão. Yeah, well held, both of you, all tyre smokers, they rub wheels. Negrão still on the inside of Rosenzweig, neither wants to give a millimetre, and Webb well clear of that and probably grateful of it. He's in 9th,
well there.
and 3 of them are in 10th.
Yeah, and Webb's got enough of a gap, and
Salaquada around. No, that's Rosenzweig. Sorry, and it's not Salaquada, it's Rossi, isn't it? Rosenzweig having a lunge around the outside didn't happen. But why did Negrão suddenly miss a gear? You can't do that on a paddle shift. Surely you don't, unless he just didn't flick it. Rosenzweig having to really defend on the dirt, and it's on his tyres in the Lesmos.
Yeah. They race hard, these two guys, Rossi and Rosenzweig, so it's it's all to play for.
Kevin Corjus takes victory from Jean-Eric Verne by 1.6. Daniel moved third, some other people behind, and then into Ascari again. Rosenzweig, monster lockup. That will be like driving over a cattle grid all the way to the line. It'll be vibrating so badly. Van der Diff fourth, Hartley and Ricciardo fifth and sixth, as close as that. Richelme on his own, and then behind Grubmuller on his own as well, about a second and a half away, and then everyone else, Rosenzweig, Webb. No,
Ross
Webb
is going for the inside there on the exit. I think he's got it.
Oh,
yeah, he's
my
got
goodness, through and slowing down. Was that Ollie Webb slowing down on the inside? It was. Ollie Webb, very slow there. No, it wasn't. Webb's across the line. Negrão, Rossi, Rosenzweig dropping like a stone there. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That was Rosenzweig on the inside, I think, just losing places. Jean Charroux 13th, Dan McKenzie got past Daniel de Jong, his teammate, on the last lap. So good racing from Dan McKenzie, but there's our race winner, Kevin Corjus.
Yeah.
And they got to do it all again tomorrow. Okay, hello everybody at World Series by Renault. Come back here more often. Don't worry too much about tyre stops. They can always learn that in Formula One when they need to. Let's see these guys race. My goodness. Well, Kevin Corjus didn't have to do a very large percentage of it, but everyone else down the field, there's some massive overtaking going on. And quite a list of people to go and talk to the stewards before they go out and qualify again later on this afternoon for tomorrow's race too. And don't forget, if you've joined this halfway through, you can probably enjoy exactly as much action tomorrow live on Eurosport as well. We'll be back with our winner in a